7 or 8 years ago, I recorded a video that's on this channel in the archives. It's like one of the first videos I did. And it's called Why Black Women Put Professional Black Men on Ignore. Now, that was my little conjugated phrase I came up with, which means how ignore a nigga. That's what it means. So it's called Ignore. And the guys went berserko. I mean, it was so bad I finally had to like turn the comments off because it was just taking me too much time to moderate them, and I just felt like, fuck it, I already said what I want to say, so who gives a shit what their reply is. That was my general attitude. But it has come to my attention because, I have people out that research topics for me because I really don't have the time, that there's this whole thing where these brothers have brought back, I mean, this recycled bullshit, where they have brought back this thing, what they call educated lames, and they want to rebrand themselves as what they call classic men. Now, that's very laughable. I kind of, had to titter at that because most of these brothers have not even been raised around, really solid men. They have no clue what a fucking man is. That's why they all in the shit that they in now. They don't know how to do nothing. They don't know how to build nothing. They don't know how to think. They don't know how to work right. And they don't know how to get a woman. So they're like five fails. And so, but they want to call themselves classic men. Motherfucker, you ain't shit classic about you. You tripping. So what I want to talk about is this whole thing. I listened to a couple of their videos and I made some notes because I tell you, I've never heard such bullshit in my life. And these niggas are up here seriously thinking because that little hand motherfucker with the big bird hairdo, Donald Trump, got in office, that he's gonna make all these changes in culture and society here in the United States that is gonna force women, low income women, especially women with children, to deal with their asses. Now, this is, there is a possibility that a lot of these social programs will go away. It won't happen immediately, but this is something I've been bringing to women's attention for years. You can't depend on this kind of stuff to support you and your children, and that's why I advocate abortions. So people who've been following me, they know how I am about this whole thing. My thing is that you should not be having no motherfucker's baby if you're not married to him and the motherfucker don't have some ends meeting like all over the place. Okay, not just married, he got to have some money because kids are not free. So, there's a 2-point process here. You should be married and your nigga should have some goddamn money. If he don't have no money and you ain't married to him, you don't need to be fucking having a baby. That's the end of that conversation. You want to see that? I got the crabs in the barrel and I got why the fuck you having babies by nothing ass men videos on this channel. Those are in the early archives as well. If you're not clear about my stance that I just reiterated, you can listen to some 30-minute videos where I break it down. Okay, so these motherfuckers up here thinking that, well, Trump's gonna make men important and that you're gonna need to have a man. That's what one of them said. I'm like, you just drunk, high, stupid, possibly all of the above. Trump ain't gonna do shit. The bottom line is the president of the country does not control sex lives. He doesn't control anything about the choices that you make when it comes to mating. Now, their premise is that they're, quote, good black men, and that that's what's missing from the black community. Now, this one guy, he was saying that, right? And he's like making it black women responsible for bringing black men back to the black community. Because in his mind, the good black men having been rejected by black women have gone over to Becky and Maylene and, Juanita and all these other folks. And I'm like, who gives a shit? It's like, why do you think that you are so important to millions of women that they care who you fucking? I mean, you one person, even if it's 10,000 or 50,000 of you, who gives a shit? You're not that important in the grand scheme of things, especially when he turned around later and said that, these brothers had this attitude, well, why should we go back to the black community and teach, we're not responsible for teaching them niggas anything, and, these women need to be shamed and they need to be exiled from the black community. They need to be ostracized to deter this behavior that they're engaging in, and black women need to close their legs. Okay, again, not one black woman has ever gotten pregnant by herself. Not one. So if a black woman's getting pregnant by a black man, motherfucker, direct your rage at the niggas. That's who you need to be talking to. So if you get your niggas in check, the same ones who want to talk about they kings and leaders and directors of the community and women need to submit to them and all this old shit y'all be talking, then step up and take the lead. Do that. And then you would make a change. The thing that's really bothersome is one of the videos I was looking at today, this motherfucker recorded the video in like 2009. Okay, how old is that? And do you know they still talking the same shit now that this fool had to say on this radio show and Blog Talk? So it's like, what is it that you guys have done in the last almost 10 years? You know, what's changed? What's different? You still doing the same thing. You still crying about the same shit. So it's like, they want to talk about women being getting older and fat and out of shape, and that, we need to honor a good black man. What the fuck is a good black man? All men think that they're good. I mean, that's irrelevant. I mean, the point is not who you think you are, it's what women think you are. And the fact that women don't think that you're a good black man is why you're not getting chosen. See, there's something about that. It's not really resonating in their brains. And they're thinking because they did basic shit like go to school, which they're supposed to do, not have a prison record, which they're supposed to do, have a job, which they're supposed to do, pay their bills, which they're supposed to do, and just like, and wear nice clothes. I mean, you got a decent job, of course you're gonna wear nice clothes, you're gonna pay, got a car you needed to get to work and back and forth to do what you got to do. I mean, none of those are like achievements on any kind of stellar level. That's just basic adult male shit. But they want to stand in round of applause and a goddamn ovation and all this stuff because they did some basic shit. And I'm like, y'all tripping, just really seriously tripping. So then they turn around and say, well, good brothers don't owe you shit. No, motherfucker, you sure don't, and don't look for it from us either. So that's why the whole point, you got dozens of niggas making videos talking about they good black men. Okay, you're looking for something. Otherwise, you wouldn't be fucking whining like little bitches on video day and night for the last almost 10 years. Just like thousands of them, just crying like big toddler ass fucking babies because women don't want them. And it's like, you don't understand. It's like when a woman hears you cry like that, like a bitch, nobody wants your fucking ass. You're not a man. You're a goddamn toddler. Grow the fuck up. Get some nuts and grow some hair on your balls and act like a fucking man. That's what, you guys are a fucking turnoff. And so nobody wants to be with your asses. And you think you sit up here giving women direction and trying to tell them what they need to do to please your trifling two-bit piece of shit ass. Get fucking real. I mean, this is like the most disgusting shit. I listen to this shit all day, and it's like I just got madder and madder. And I'm like, I'm gonna tell my daughter, they date a white boy. Don't fuck with these niggas because they crazy. And it's like, you sitting up there thinking that that you deserve all this love and you deserve all this respect and that black women should build you up. But you turn right around and say that you don't owe us shit. Okay, what? How in the world do you think you're supposed to be built up and treated with all this respect when you don't give any? You sit on these videos and you call women bitches and whores and tell them they need to close their legs, but yet you want women to turn around and treat you with respect? Motherfucker, that shit is so not going to happen. Until you start acting worthy of getting respect, then you get some. As long as you act like a stupid nut motherfucker, you're never going to get any. Never. Not in like the next 500 centuries will you get any respect from black women. So you want to go and get with, Mei Ling and Juanita and who all these other people have you, do it. Nobody was going to miss you. They don't miss you now and they won't miss you then. And that's the part that you hate. You hoping that Donald Trump is going to bring some shit around and change some shit so that you feel like you in demand. That motherfucker don't give a shit about you. He's not thinking about niggas. He's thinking about his wallet. And that's what you need to be thinking about too. How to make some goddamn money. Make yourself more attractive to women. Get some better clothes. Get plastic surgery if you need to. Get you a trainer and join the gym. Give them the moves you got. You look like a big old Pillsbury Doughboy. You sitting up here talking about no woman wants you. Motherfucker, she don't want something that feels more fleshy and curvy than she is. And you mashing on her in the bed. It feels like a fucking lesbian. Oh my God, you guys are so tripping. And you thinking that, that black women want to keep you in the black community. You guys don't act right. So why should somebody want to keep you in the black community? You don't treat women with respect. You don't treat girls with respect. You don't treat, you think because you got an education that makes you better than the dudes in the hood. A lot of them dudes have a high IQ that's twice as high as yours. The only thing they didn't have was somebody motivating them to get out of the hood. That's the thing that's missing in their life. But as far as being able to outthink you and outmaneuver you and do accomplish things on your level or even above, they got that. So don't think just because somebody's in the hood that they're not as good as you, not as smart as you. See, that's your mistake. And that's how you would get caught up thinking that you all of that when you're really not. And you, this one dude was like, well, if you exalt men, they will exalt you. The fuck they will. Black women have been kissing black men's asses and sucking their dicks for the last umpteen centuries. And what do they have to show for it? A bunch of miscellaneous straight fucking babies and broke as hell. The lowest demographic on the society level in the United States economically is the black woman. Why? Because she has nigger kids. That's why. Y'all sitting up here breeding for these pieces of shit and you don't even want them to pay child support. I really don't get that at all. I don't give a fuck if that nigga paid $15. He be paying something. He gonna buy some formula. He gonna do something. And y'all, you want to be like, I can handle it myself. I'm a strong black woman. You need to slap yourself silly and get yourself down to the district attorney for child support and file on his fucking ass. And make sure that your kids get what they deserve to have. They deserve it, and stop denying it to them because you want to try to falsify your pride and all this old stuff. And this one dude, he was like, well, black women choose a man with their pussy. Motherfucker, you choose pussy bitches with your dick. That's why you sitting up there looking like a goddamn troll and won't talk about you want a woman who's a 9 or a 10 looking like Beyonce just because you got a few dollars in the bank. See, they don't understand how they think, and they think that somebody's supposed to be accepting of this twisted fuck up logic that they have. We don't want somebody with a weave. We don't want somebody who's all fake and fat and old and this and that. And this one had the nerve to say that that we should encourage young women to get with older dudes. Now, check this logic out. In his example, he gave the age 19, 20. He specifically said 19 or 20. To get with a dude 34 or 35. Now, please tell me what parent is going to promote that bullshit to their daughter. See, these niggas are old and they all middle aged now, and they sitting up there because they got a few coins in the bank and got their car notice paid off, and they might have bought a house or something. That entitles them to young, naive, fresh pussy. That's what they think. No, nigga, you were the same troll that you were before you got all those things. Nothing about you has changed on a personal level. What's changed about you is your material acquisitions. And I guess if somebody, you want a foreign bride and probably somebody living in a dirt floor straw hutch, she probably wants your ass at 19 and 20, but not some young woman whose parents are putting her through college and who's got a part-time job and who's doing it for herself. I mean, you are no advantage to her because you're old. She doesn't want you. She wants someone that she can grow with and that who is in her same age range as someone who she feels is, like on her level. So you're going to be trying to tell her what to do. That's what older dudes do. Well, I'm older than you. I've already been there. I already know all these things. So you need to do what I say. That's why they want somebody young, because they feel like she'll be, they can easily manipulate and control her. So parents, if you have somebody coming at your daughters like that, I mean, like I said, unless you are really poor and, dudes offering to make the whole family come up like they do in them foreign brides, they be sitting home, $1,000 a month and shit. So the family goes from living in the dirt floor, hut to living in this really nice neighborhood, and they can send their other kids to school and something like that. I mean, if it's a situation like that and the daughter's willing to sacrifice herself to some old fool in the United States or Europe or something so that her family can come up, a lot of people do that in those third world countries. They do it because they're poor. They do it because they really have no other options, and a lot of guys know that and they take advantage of it. But that's not the situation here in the United States. There's no reason in this world why you should have fucked all through your teens and 20s and done everything that you wanted to do, and then you get older and then decide that you want to have you a fresh piece of pussy in your bed and somebody to breed your goddamn raggedy ass curtain climbing nappy headed little fucking kids, and then you think that that's what you deserve, and you look like a fucking inside of a donkey's ass. This is the part that drives me crazy. I'm looking at these dudes, not one of them was cute. I mean, none of them have passed like a 4 on the scale of 1 to 10. But they want some, but they're thinking that they deserve all this, classic pussy and, top of the line pussy. And because they got, a little nation, they got this fixation on, but y'all, you got with Pookie and Ray Ray. That's their favorite phrase to use. You got with Pookie and Ray Ray. Damn Skippy. And you know why they got with Pookie and Ray Ray? Because Pookie and Ray Ray, in spite of not having no education, were smart. And they took care of their kids and they did what they needed to do for their woman. Unlike you, who walked around with your nose so stuck up in the air that if it rained, your fucking ass would drown. So this is kind of an interesting thing. There's lots and lots of videos on this. There's a lot of blame shifting, a lot of calling this a matriarchal society, which you could tell niggas don't hit up a dictionary because they have no clue what that means. They're misusing the phrase. What they mean, what we have in the black community is women running shit because the men ran away. So they're doing it out of default, but there's nothing about where we live, this culture here, being a matriarchal in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know. This is kind of interesting. It's very interesting, and I urge you women, and if you're going to YouTube and you do a search for what's this bullshit called, the educated lames. That's what you do, a search for educated lames, and you will see the dozens and dozens of videos come up. And I mean, just pick one. I'm not going to give nobody's name out because I'm not promoting this bullshit in any way, shape, or form. But you should know that what you basically have is like dozens of guys making videos because they're tired of feeling like they're unappreciated. And it's like, what did you do that you deserve appreciation? I mean, on one hand, you talk about how much you're not going to come back to the black community because it's nothing there for you. And, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to help nobody, but you want to be exalted. What the fuck is somebody exalting you for? I mean, do you know what I mean? There's some like twisted half thinking there, just a lot of use of words that when you look at them don't mean shit. There's no logic or reason to what they're saying. It's just a bunch of words being spit out that are disconnected and have no logical sense to them at all. And like I said, the main thing is, what they consider to be a good black man is obviously not meeting the standards of women, because if it was, then they would be hooked up. The men who do meet the standards of a woman to be considered a good man, someone that she would want to align herself with, someone she'd be willing to give up her singleness with, someone she'd be willing to do all these things for in a marital situation. You don't meet that standard. You don't meet it. So if you want to go on over there to somebody of some other race, that's probably where you should be, because the neediness here for some kind of ego validation is just like that's what's driving them. And black women are looking for you to do more and be more and to be greater, and they're also looking for you to show progress. So if you still talking about the same shit that you was talking about in 2009, in 2017, so you haven't made no progress mentally or emotionally. You are still in the same place you were in 8 years ago, and you're 8 years older now, you're 8 years uglier now, and you still stupid as you were 8 years ago. Who the fuck wants you? Oh my God, these dudes are a trip. So anyway, that's my rant of the day. I want to let you guys know too, I got a live video coming up. I hope I got to figure out how to get the shit all set up over the next day or so, and we're gonna be talking about how to what is it, the pros and cons of sex with the ex. That's what we talking about it. So that should be pretty interesting. It's gonna be my cousin chopping it up, and then you guys get to witness one of our crazy conversations. But we're gonna do a couple of video series together, so be sure to check out the live feed starting on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and you'll be able to join us live and ask some questions for that hour. And other than that, I will be back out a whole bunch of stuff on deck. I was thinking about topics all weekend long, and I will be happy to take suggestions from you as well. This is Deborah Cooper from survivingdating.com signing out. Bye bye.